appropriately provided to the archives or to the Justice Department. There was no effort to hold on to them, no effort to conceal them, no effort to obstruct the Justice Department's investigation. All of that is a very sharp contrast to Donald Trump's handling of the situation. So as you point out, this is a very different matter. But nonetheless, I think it's appropriate for a special counsel to look into both situations.
Republicans are saying they are going to investigate. House Republicans, the Oversight Committee Chairman Comer sent a letter to the White House counsel making a very specific list of requests. He wants to know what the documents were. They want internal communications between the Biden White House and the Penn Center where the documents were first found, a list of all people who worked in that office who would have potentially handled these documents, and a few other requests. They seem on the face of it to be reasonable request. Should the White House cooperate with the House Oversight Committee on this?
Well, those requests are completely hypocritical when you consider what he said about the MarALago situation. I think Congress ought to handle both situations the same way, and that is we ought to get a briefing from the intelligence community about any potential risk to national security of where those documents were and what they contained. But Congress shouldn't try to interfere with the investigations. I think, sadly, that's what Mr. Comer's object is. He showed no interest in investigating the far more serious situation with about 100 classified documents at MarALago with evidence in the public domain of obstruction. Now he is suddenly interested in investigating President Biden. I think Congress needs to be consistent here and take the same approach. I don't think we ought to be doing things that are willfully intended to interfere with the Justice Department's work.
So you don't think the White House should cooperate with the committee on this? I mean, you fought mightily to get the Trump White House to cooperate. Yeah. They, for the most part, did not. But you don't,
Jonathan.
Yes,
Jonathan, I never said the White House shouldn't cooperate. What I said was Congress ought to act consistently, and we shouldn't try willfully to interfere with what the Justice Department is doing. That's what I think Mr. Comer is intending. But yes, I think the Biden administration ought to cooperate with any appropriate inquiry from Congress.
You've endorsed